Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Emily Haugen. This week, the La Crosse Common Council will vote on 2 proposals to create more affordable housing within the city of La Crosse. But as News 8 Now's Amy DuPont explains, the project faces a potential obstacle.
2 council committees already reviewed the plan and came to 2 different conclusions. La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds wants the city to use ARPA funds to buy the old Marine Credit Union building on Monitor Street and essentially turn it over to a private developer who will convert the building into roughly 30 affordable housing units. The plan is contingent on the city council not only agreeing to buy the building, but also rezoning the property for housing. Now, 1 council committee voted to recommend the city purchase the building, but another voted against rezoning it. Now, in order to go forward, the full Common Council must approve both. Mayor Reynolds says some council members want him to hammer out every detail, and he can't do that. What the mayor says he can do is provide the council and the city with an opportunity.
We do not have a complete project plan. We do not have architectural drawings or engineering. We have a great opportunity to utilize a building that is a great space and a great location to add affordable housing.
The mayor says he expects council members who want more answers to seek them out this week. He is confident they will vote to move forward with this plan. Now, again, the city is not going to own this building. It will purchase it and then turn it over to a private developer who wins the bid, and that person will do the construction. The mayor says that partnership will allow the developer to lower costs and then charge less rent. And because it will be owned by a private developer, the property will be on the city tax rolls. Back to you.
And the full Common Council will vote on rezoning and purchase on Thursday night. Again, both need to pass for the plan to move forward. News 8 Now will share the votes with you on Thursday night at 10.
Well, we had temperatures back in the 60s across the Cooley region today. Some places had a morning start in the upper 30s to low 40s. Look at that beautiful sunset there on City Cam. A gorgeous evening is in store at this hour. At the airport, we're sitting at 66 degrees. Humidity is at 38%. We're at 65 at the TV station with a nice calm wind. Other temperatures across the area in the mid 60s from La Crosse down to Decorah. Preston's at 63, 62 in Viroqua, 64 in Sparta, as well as Black River Falls. Eau Claire, good evening to you guys. You're seeing a temperature of 64 degrees, and we're substantially warmer as compared to yesterday. If you go down to Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, over towards Viroqua, Decorah area, between 6 to 11 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. So here's a look at your evening forecast. We'll see temperatures going into the mid 50s by the 8 o'clock hour with a nice calm wind. By the 10 o'clock hour, we'll see temperatures in the upper 40s. We'll see mid 40s by the 11 o'clock hour. Again, not a bad evening in store. So here's the radar scan. We have a clean sweep across the area. Now, Emily, coming up in the first alert forecast, we're going to talk rain chances. We're talking 70s. And then we're talking about another plunge, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
A 7th woman has come forward to report being sexually assaulted by a Sparta massage therapist. As the News 8 Now first reported back in July, the Monroe County District Attorney charged 30-year-old Ethan Carls with sexually assaulting 4 female clients. Since our first story, 3 more women have come forward. The women told police Carls touched, groped, or grabbed their breasts while he worked as a contractor at Peak Performance Chiropractic. The DA charged Carls with assaulting 6 of the women. The statute of limitations on another allegations has already run out. Carls is free on bond. He returns to court in December. The state suspended his license so he cannot work as a massage therapist. And if you like to work with people, look no further. The Reach Center is holding a professional job fair this Monday. It runs from noon until 4 in the afternoon, where you could interview with local social service agencies. That includes organizations like New Horizons, the YWCA, and Cooley Cap. If you'd like to stop by, the center asks you bring a resume, cover letter, a list of references, and your ID. Well, there are plenty of pancakes to go around this morning in La Crosse. The 13th annual pancake breakfast at the Harry J. Olson Senior Center raised money for a worthy cause. Seniors and the public took part in a delicious pancake breakfast and a bake sale. The Senior Center is in danger of closing. Organizers say if it closes, seniors would lose an important part of their routines.
They come here to meet friends, play cards, activities, exercise, and it's just important for them to have a place to go. And so they're not by themselves so much.
If you miss the pancake breakfast, no need to worry. The center also hosts dances every Wednesday, which are open to everyone. They walked, they ran, and they cycled at the annual Coulee Region Hunger Run Walk today. People turned up to run to end hunger. Athletes were also treated with a new route and new restrooms at Myrick Park. If you didn't get a chance to participate, organizers say there's always something you can do to help.
They can donate their food, time, and talents to any of the food pantries that are in our area, and there are many.
For more information on donating to the Hunger Walk, you can check out their website. We'll post that link for you on our website, news8000.com. And after 9 years on the police force, its hard-working K-9 is getting a well-deserved rest. Campbell Police's K-9 Taja celebrated retirement with a party, a silent auction, and plenty of dog biscuits. The department also welcomed aboard its new teammate, K-9 Rain. Rain will replace Taja. For the human attendees, it's a bittersweet but proud send-off and encourages people to donate to support the K-9 unit.
Units, they do a lot of good work for the community, and most of them are completely fundraised based. They don't put a line budget in for the K-9 program, so just if you can, try to help support your K-9 unit.
According to the department, Taja will be enjoying retirement alongside investigator Sis and his family. Still to come on News 8 Now this weekend, the latest on the conflict in Ukraine after an explosion on a Russian supply bridge. We'll have what officials are saying that means for President Vladimir Putin. And preparing for flu season, temperatures are dropping, and Mayo Clinic experts have advice on how to treat the common cold and flu. Stay with us.
Reducing prison populations is now sexy. Reducing prison populations is now sexy.
Sexy? Mandela Barnes' administration has released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists. That's not sexy. It's terrifying. And as a mother, I don't want Mandela Barnes anywhere near the Senate. From defunding our police to releasing predators, Mandela Barnes is a threat to Wisconsin families.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Punishing inflation, retirement savings evaporating, home values crashing, and Mandela Barnes is oblivious. Barnes just supported a massive tax increase on middle-class families and an army of IRS agents to go get every penny. Barnes also supported Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that cost every taxpayer $2,000. $2,000 less to survive on. Can you afford Mandela Barnes? Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead costs.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
A supply route bridge linking the Crimean Peninsula to Russia was damaged by an explosion yesterday, a blow to Vladimir Putin that was both symbolic and practical. The explosion comes as concerns grow about Russia's nuclear threats. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
The damage could be seen for miles, smoke rising over the only link between mainland Russia and the Crimean Peninsula, which Vladimir Putin annexed by force from Ukraine in 2014. The explosion happened just after 6 a.m. Saturday. Russian investigators say a truck bomb exploded while crossing the Kerch Bridge. It collapsed one side of the roadway and caused several rail cars filled with fuel to catch fire. They say 3 people were killed. Russian officials vowed to rebuild, and Vladimir Putin ordered tightened security around the span. An investigative committee said the truck that exploded was registered to a resident in southern Russia. Ukraine isn't claiming responsibility, but in an address Saturday, President Vladimir Zelensky made a veiled reference to the explosion, saying it was cloudy in Crimea. The $3.6 billion bridge was opened by Vladimir Putin himself in 2018 when he drove a truck along the 12-mile span. The explosion came one day after Putin's 70th birthday, and as Russian troops continue to face setbacks on the battlefield. President Biden has expressed concerns Putin could turn to nuclear weapons. At a fundraiser Thursday, the president said, "We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis." Those fears echoed by President Zelensky in an interview with the BBC.
I agree it is an Armageddon. It is the risk for the whole planet.
Some Russian officials are calling the explosion a terror attack and asking Putin to declare a counterterrorism operation that could escalate the war even further. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Some traffic on the bridge has resumed since the explosion. Cars are traveling in groups on the one side that wasn't damaged. Well, coming up on News 8 Now this weekend, inflation is hitting an all-time high in the United States, and people are worried that the U.S. economy is heading the wrong way. What experts are predicting after the break.
And in the world of weather, the roller coaster ride continues. Put your hands up because that temperature is dropping by midweek. Details on the first alert forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Ron Johnson and China. Here's how it works. While in the Senate, Johnson made $57 million from a family business whose growth was directly linked to China. He invested in Chinese factories, and Johnson's family business got $50 million in loans from the Bank of China. Johnson pushed for shipping American jobs overseas while he got rich. Ron Johnson's out for himself, not us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Upgrade any space and maximize storage with great closet systems at Menards. Make your storage your own with Dakota Closets. They feature a great selection of custom sizes and styles to match your specific needs. Dakota Closets are easy to set up and are great for hanging clothes and storing accessories in any room of your house. Save 11% on all Dakota Closets right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Meet Brad Path. He never had a job outside of politics. Seriously, he hung around long enough to climb that political ladder. He'll never fix Washington. He won't even try. Me, I spent 26 years fighting for our country. I served as a Navy SEAL, and I know how to get things done. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we're sending to D.C.
Dear veteran, if you or someone you know struggles with PTSD, family relationships, financial or other hardships, let us help get you back on track. Here at Project New Hope, we offer a no-cost weekend wilderness retreat with only one mission: you. Licensed counselors are available around the clock, meals are provided, and there is no obligation to you. For more information, please visit projectnewhope.net and let us help bring you home.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
September's jobs report showed solid growth and unemployment dipped. While the numbers are positive, some worry the economy is headed in the wrong direction as inflation remains high. Jen Sullivan breaks down this latest report.
The month of September closed out with positive job growth, the economy adding 263,000 jobs, and unemployment dropping to 3.5%.
This is the progress we need to see.
President Joe Biden praising the report. But it comes as the cost of everything, from food to rent, is much higher compared to this time last year.
The thing that's hurting people, of course, is inflation.
To try to slow inflation, the Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates to make borrowing more expensive. One economist says Friday's data shows that plan could be working.
This has been a key goal of the Federal Reserve. They worried that the economy was running too hot. They wanted a so-called soft landing. Well, if you wanted to tell the first chapter of that soft landing story, it would be pretty much the set of numbers we saw.
But a recent survey asked 400 CEOs of large U.S. companies about the economic outlook. 91% predict a recession in the next 12 months. Here's the other concern. Wages aren't rising nearly as high as inflation, so employees are asking for more money so they can afford goods. But increasing wages is something the Federal Reserve wants to slow down, fearing that would pump more money into the economy and make inflation worse. But the Biden administration wants to see those wages rise.
My job is to try and get as many people into work as possible, get them into better paying jobs, into middle class jobs, and continue to hopefully work with businesses and labor to increase wages over time and benefits.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Moving on to medical news, those temperatures are dropping, and that means cold and flu season is on its way. Doctors at Mayo Clinic are prepping patients and parents for viruses this year. One infectious disease specialist recommends parents don't treat kids with antibiotics for common colds and flus. She says that could make symptoms worse.
In order to keep them effective for these types of serious infections, we really need to only use them when we know that they'll be effective and treat patients.
If you or your child does get sick this flu season, specialists recommend rest and plenty of fluids. Doctors also suggest parents give their kids ibuprofen or acetaminophen to help reduce fevers. Well, it's not too cold to have to huddle inside quite yet, but News 8 Now meteorologist Eric Dean has your forecast to let you know when you do.
Keyword, yet.
Yeah.
Now, short term, Emily, I'm telling you one thing. There's going to be one thing that you would need if you have plans to go out tonight, and it's sunglasses. Right now, you can see the sun is out, and I don't have sunglasses. I didn't spend the extra $1.50 for the transition lenses, but we'll go ahead and put the big old thing of sunglasses up here. Maybe I won't. Okay, anyway, take a look outside right now. Don't you just love technology when it doesn't work? 66 degrees at the airport. Humidity is at 38% with a nice calm wind. Dew point is at 40. The river level is sitting at 4.78 feet and falling. So I guess you aren't going to get any sunglasses right now either. So made it to 67 today. That warming trend is going to continue as we go into your Monday. We go to 68 degrees, 73 for Tuesday. And there's that drop I was talking about. This is drop number 1. We go from 73 Tuesday to 63 on Wednesday. Then we go into the 50s for your Thursday, the low 50s at that. The radar scan, we have a clean sweep across the area right now. This will get a break for tonight and going into tomorrow. Our next weather maker is a series of not one, but 2 cold fronts. The first one is going to push its way through Monday going into Tuesday. That's what's going to drop the temperatures with highs into the 60s for your Wednesday. The second one is right behind it, and that's what's going to drop the temperatures with highs in the 50s. We'll talk about that in the 8th day in just a second. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s will greet you. Low 30s in Black River Falls, 32 in Sparta, 39 in La Crosse, 39 in Viroqua, 38 in Prairie du Chien. We see a mix of clouds, high thin cirrus clouds, and that's really about it for the overnight hours for Monday. We have abundant sunshine. Temperatures go back into the upper 60s to low 70s. Red Wing's going to make it to 70, 69 in Rochester, 68 in Preston, 68 Decorah, 69 in Prairie du Chien, 65 in Viroqua, 68 will be the high in La Crosse. So the first forecast for tonight. Go to 39 degrees with mostly clear skies. Winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's your day planner for tomorrow. By the 8 o'clock hour, we go to 40 degrees, 50 by 10, 60 by noon, mid 60s by the mid to late afternoon hours. Then when we get to the 8 o'clock hour, we go to 58 degrees with clear skies. Now, here's the next 8 days. And I want to break out Tuesday. You see that high of 73. This is what I was talking about. This is cool front number 1. This is what's going to drop the temperatures with highs in the 60s for Wednesday. This is your second front. This will push its way through. It's going to increase the rain chances, and it's going to drop the temperatures with highs in the 50s going to Thursday. There's that high of 51, but some places may not even see that. Some places, especially towards Eau Claire, as well as Black River Falls, Winona, Sparta, Viroqua, we'll see highs in the upper 40s yet again. Overnight lows will hover right around freezing. Some places will get into the 20s again. We go back into the 50s for Friday and Saturday. Then we drop again. Highs go into the 40s for Sunday with a rain chance, and Monday with a high of 48 degrees. Remember when I said put your hands up and ride the roller coaster? Well, there's your roller coaster. 73 down to 51 on the high end.
Okay. Also, I want to go back to the sunglasses thing. Do you think we'll try it again at 10? Or maybe the tech knew that it was going to be rainy on Tuesday. I was like, you don't need them.
Yeah, it had one job.
Yeah, it really did. Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Coming up after the break, week 5 of the NFL season. The Packers were in London for their game against the Giants, and Kate is in next with the highlights.
Folks,
home show going on now at the Board Store. Visit today and see what's new and get your $250 discount coupon. Register for prizes and visit with designers. Hope to see you soon.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
I'm a veteran. I know what it looks like to love your country, and this isn't it. Derek Van Orden was on the Capitol grounds on January 6. He broke past the police barricades and was part of a riot that injured over 100 cops, and some of them ended up dying. Now he wants us to believe he's a patriot? Mr. Van Orden, patriots defend their country. They don't try to burn it down.
I'm Brad Paff, and I approve this message.
Long before women could vote, Wisconsin politicians wrote a law that banned abortion and jailed doctors who performed them.
The 1849 law is an exact mirror of my position.
Tim Michels would ban abortion, even in cases of rape or incest, and send doctors to jail for performing them. It's not 1849 anymore, and while we might not have been able to vote back then, we sure can now.
It's a pattern we can't ignore. Multiple women accused cop Dave Estenson of abusing the badge, trying to coerce them into sex acts for years. They said Estenson asked teens for sexual favors to avoid underage drinking citations and threatened to plant evidence on one teen if she told anyone. Still another teen said Estenson sexually assaulted her. He couldn't be trusted as a police officer, and he can't be trusted as state senator.
All of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, week 5 is here, and the Packers got the day started bright and early. They were in London for a game that started at 8:30 this morning. They were taking on a 3-1 New York Giants team, and if the Packers want to prove they're the real deal, they got to do it in this game. But of course, with the game being overseas, anything can happen. First quarter winding down, Rodgers, he's going to hit Lazard here on the quick pass. He gets across the goal line, and just like that, the Packers have a 10-0 lead to start the game. Second quarter now, Packers on the goal line doing some trickery, and that leaves the veteran Mercedes Lewis wide open for the touchdown, and the Packers take a 14-point lead, and the British Cheeseheads are loving it. But as the half comes to a close, the Giants run some trickery of their own. The double reverse and Daniel Bellinger would make it all the way in for the touchdown, and the Packers add another field goal before half. It's a 10-point game. The offense struggled in the second half, and that led to this. Saquon Barkley catching the pass, and he has a lot of room in front of him. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 20, and that would lead up this. Saquon taking the snap, running to the edge, and that's tough to stop. The Giants take a 27-20 lead. Packers with one last chance going for the fade route, but it's broken up at the line of scrimmage. That actually happened 2 plays in a row. The Packers actually had one last chance after they forced a Giant safety, but Rodgers was sacked as time expired, and the Packers fall short in London. All right, Vikings, they're taking on division foe, the Bears, getting started early in this one. Dalvin Cook takes it in from a yard out, and the Vikings with an early 7-0 lead. And then on the first play of the second quarter, Cook again with the handoff, this time jumps outside. It's a foot race, and he gets in there for his second score of the day, and US Bank Stadium was loving it. Very next drive, Vikings on the goal line again, and Cousins dumps it to Jalen Reagor on the touch pass. The Vikings would head into halftime with a 21-10 lead. Second half, and the Bears came out hot. Velus Jones Jr. on the jet sweep. He gets to the edge and gets tackled into the end zone. 2-point attempt failed, so it's 21-16, and after 2 more Bears field goals, the Vikings need to score, and who else but Captain Kirk on the QB sneak. That gives the Vikings the lead. The 2-point conversion was good, and then the Vikings defense comes up big with a strip to close out the game. And now the Vikings advance to 4-1 and are in first place in the NFC North. That's all I have for sports, but come back at 10 to hear what both teams had to say after their performances. We'll be right back.